What is up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again. Guys, we have one of the coolest paint schemes in NASCAR history in the studio today. It's going to be awesome. Let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, folks, here we go with today's diecast review. So the first thing you could easily notice is this one's got some wear to it. Looks like the middle portion of it was maybe stepped on or pressed, so the plastic's a little bit bent. And then it must have had some sort of a retail tag or something on there. They peeled it off, and naturally the adhesive residue is there. So my point is, this is the type of card back you would open up, and it's a very overproduced car. Don't worry about it. So you have this free sticker that comes right here. Very, very neat. Go to the back panel of it. You have just kind of a taste, if you will, of all the different things they would offer from the Winter Circle line. I mean, you had the race hood collection, license plate, driver stickers. They had the driver hoods. And then you had the Winston Cup scene collection, which was kind of like a front page of like a newspaper, you know, like, oh, Bobby Labonte, Dale Earnhardt photo finish, you know, that type of stuff. Really cool things. And they would also do, back in year 2000, they would have like, they would sell some of the diecast, just normal Winter Circle cars you could find on the shelf, and they would have like a driver suit patch cut out, maybe a piece of tire from a car or something like that, a piece of metal. Those are still out there. They're actually pretty rare because they're from the real car. Like, you could get a little piece of, like, I don't know, Mike Skinner's car or something from year 2000. Like, some people really find that cool. So, gotta love the Winston Cup era for diecast. Anyways, I'm going to go carefully open this up. I'll be right back, fellas. All right, folks, right out of the good old package, and check out today's diecast in the studio. What an amazing looking paint scheme from 2001. Arguably the best looking race car in NASCAR history, in my opinion. You know, a lot of people say, oh, it's the STP car for Petty, or maybe the DuPont car for Gordon. I'm just going to keep it real. That number 3 car is pretty darn cool. So what's really interesting about this particular diecast is that if you look at it from kind of a glance, you would think it's a year 2000 diecast. Let me zoom back out a little bit. And I want to touch on this briefly. So you can see the Hasbro logo right here, guys. This is really, really interesting because this was the year 2000 diecast. They had Hasbro, and I think they left it. So from this front view, you would think this is a year 2000. It even says year 2000 here. It does say 2001 somewhere around here. Now, if you look at the diecast, the most noticeable difference between the 01 and the year 2000 Dale Senior cars is this logo right here. So in 2000, he had the BK logo, right? Burger King. They were on the car. And then I think they left after year 2000, which I don't know why they would leave, but they did. And then for Speed Weeks and in the Daytona 500, he had, I think they signed Sonic, actually, to get on the car. So that's what's really interesting. So the year 2000 164s, from my understanding, had the BK logo, and the year 2001 version had no BK logo. And then naturally, you'll see the year 2000 logo there above the contingency panel. So what I think this particular diecast was a very early production of the 2001 car, possibly manufactured fall or winter year 2000, and they were just making sure it was ready for the Daytona 500, which 2001 was, you know, they had the new TV deal, they had Dodge coming back, there was so much on the line, so naturally it makes sense for them to get things out even earlier. If possible. It's got Goodwrench service right there. Plus, you got the Chevrolet Monte Carlo front end. Beautiful style Monte Carlo. It was a drastic change, but a very, very good one, I think, for the Monte Carlos, because the 99 one was very successful, right? But instead of just being complacent, they said, you know what, let's try to get even better. And in year 2000, they didn't win the championship, but 01, they would win the championship. And this body style of car would have probably stayed around longer, but in 2003, NASCAR wanted all the teams to kind of have a similar body style. So, like, Ford and Dodge were very, very similar for 02 and 01. They were very similar. But Pontiac and Chevrolet, they had drastically different aero templates. So when 03 came around, that kind of, it kind of got rid of this style body. But it was extremely successful at the plate tracks, which I'm just saying, I wonder why. I mean, maybe he had a hand in designing it, but I mean, you think about all the wins for Dale Jr., and then, of course, Michael Waltrip at Daytona and Talladega in the early 2000s. It's pretty remarkable. So we got Cavite, Simpson, Elderbrock, Plastelac, number 76 right there. Number 3, RCR. Love that silver stripe at the bottom of the car on the left side of this diecast. Just such a beautiful looking paint scheme. And it just goes to show that you don't have to have a ton of graphics on a race car to make it look amazing. And fortunately, they made a lot of the year 2000 and the year 2001 cars, because again, this was back when they were early producing everything. So a lot of the stuff that you would see maybe at like the, you know, 02 Daytona 500 was already manufactured in China or wherever they made it, probably by December, maybe November of 2001. So a lot of these are out there. So if you're looking for one of these diecasts and you want to like open it up, put it in your collection, there's plenty of them out there. Trust me. There's plenty of them out there. Huge Earnhardt fan myself. So I really wanted to do this diecast review. And it's just such a beautiful looking paint scheme. They had so many amazing different liveries they ran, but this one was always my favorite. Just the normal black number 3, just fantastic. It's got Earnhardt signature there. Got Realtree, AC Delco, Coca-Cola, Hershey's, Van Camps, Bass Pro Shops. I think that's Tracker Boats underneath there. Goodwrench Service Plus, Snap-on. I got We Care, and you got number 3. You got Cup Series, Bud Polo Board, Gatorade, Autometer, Mechanics Wear, EA Sports, Union 76, Jessel, Bowman, Cop, not Edelbrock, Holly, I'm stupid. True Value, 3M, and Goodyear. Go to the back end of the diecast, you have Goodwrench Service Plus. The reason why that decal is a little bit off on the left side is that was where they had the catch can. So when they put the fuel in the car, they had overspill or something like that, the catch can would catch it. Something like that. But that's why there's a random bump on the back panel of the car. Got the number 3s right there on both sides. Just such a beautiful, beautiful looking diecast. When I first looked at this car, I thought it was actually a year 2000, and that's why I was perplexed. And I went and did some research on it. And no, this is a 01 release, as the bottom chassis says year 2001, but it says also year 2000 Hasbro. So I think what this one is a transition diecast. This was one that was made right at the end of Hasbro's run and right at the start of just Action Winter Circle kind of being their own thing away from Hasbro. They made a commercial in year 2000 with Hasbro with the Winter Circle line. And let me tell you, it's one of the most nostalgic things ever. And it might be the last time we've ever seen a NASCAR diecast commercial. I'm not kidding you. They've done like commercials for like souvenirs, like, oh, get, you know, jackets, hats, diecast, stuff like that. I'm talking about dedicated diecast commercial. I don't think I've ever seen another one since that year 2000 Hasbro one, and I wish they would make another one. I think it'd be fantastic. I think it would be fantastic, especially for like, you know, social media, just like a 15-20 second ad. They could find a way to do it. The advertisement was so cool. He was showing like the garage scenes, I think some of the pit stop scenes, all the different 164s. You had like Jarrett, Earnhardt, Gordon, Labonte, just all kinds of cool stuff, man. Got the number 3 on the roof, and notice there's a little bit of a factory flaw. I'm not sure if this is heat related or factory oopsie-doo. I don't know what you would call it, but you could see some spots on the roof rails. And that, of course, probably means it wasn't dried all the way, overheated, or maybe they just, I don't know. Got performance parts right there on the deck lid. And look at the plastic on this car, guys. Fantastic condition for a car that was manufactured like 25 years ago. I'm just keeping it real. It is remarkable how good the plastic is. And I've noticed this with a lot of the 124s. Some of the plastic they've used on the 124 diecasts that were made 20 plus years ago, they've actually yellowed, right? And then you just have what is traditionally known as the economy line, the cheapest version of NASCAR diecast, that being the Winter Circle line. And sure enough, it looks just like it did 25 years ago. Remarkable stuff, unbelievable stuff, amazing freaking diecast right there. Awesome stuff. It's been a while. I don't think we've even done a Dale Senior Diecast review on the channel, have we? I don't even know. Maybe we're making history on the channel. Regardless, you have this really cool sticker right here. And what's really interesting about it is it reminds me kind of like the sponsored logos for the top 3 series, like Craftsman, Bush series. I feel like this would be such a cool template to use as like a title sponsor logo. The little whoosh on both sides, the silver and red, and then you could have the logo in the middle. I feel like that's such a cool logo. Got Goodwrench Plus, Dale Earnhardt number 3, and on the back panel it does say intended for glass use only. Fantastic stuff, guys. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Have a blessed one. Diecastbuffet signing off.